Every year, the greatest athlete in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, seems to vanish from the face of the earth, only to resurface in November looking drastically different, leaner, sharper, almost like a high-fashion model. Is this dramatic physical transformation just a fleeting vacation from the grueling demands of the baseball season? Or is this annual metamorphosis actually the deepest, most critical training phase that holds the key to his unprecedented longevity and power? We're talking about a fundamental, strategic shift in the architecture of the game's greatest star, and the answer completely redefines what off-season training means. That strategic shift is exactly what 604 News Now will uncover with you right now, diving deep into the science and strategy behind the Ohtani off-season paradox. The moment those initial photos hit social media, Ohtani standing casually next to Luis Cruz's remarkably large sons, looking, dare I say, slight, the online commentary exploded. The narrative was immediate and dangerously simple. Ohtani is shrinking. He looks like he's lost 15 pounds. And frankly, I understand the reaction. Compared to the monolithic 215-pound titan we see delivering 100-plus miles per hour fastballs at the heat of August, the November version is almost startlingly refined. As one observer noted, he looks like he could walk the runway for Prada right now. The difference is so stark that it leads the casual spectator to a dangerously simple conclusion. He must be taking time off, resting, detraining, allowing the muscle atrophy to set in. This, my friends, is where the casual observer fails utterly to grasp the Ohtani machine. To suggest that the greatest two-way player in history, fresh off signing a historic $700 million contract, is simply allowing his physical foundation to erode during the most critical preparation window is not just naive, it is an insult to the complexity and strategic depth of his training regimen. We have to anticipate that counter-argument. He looks thin because he is weaker, and he is resting on his contract. We refute that premise entirely. This thinning isn't a loss of strength. It is a hyper-focused strategic recalibration designed specifically to maximize explosive elasticity, the very trait that fuels his unparalleled velocity and power. Let's look at the data points, even if they are often just whispered among elite training circles. We know Ohtani targets an in-season playing weight of around 215 pounds, maintaining a dense muscle mass for stamina across 162 games. But off-season intelligence suggests that for the first 60 days post-season, he intentionally drops his body weight by a measured 5 to 7%, strategically shedding residual fluid and focusing intensely on flexibility and foundational stability training, avoiding the heavy absolute lifting. Why? Dr. Kenji Tanaka, a specialist in rotational athletics, explains this process perfectly. When Ohtani shrinks, he is absolutely not losing power. He is optimizing the kinetic chain. The mass he sheds is the residual edema and bulk that, while helpful for sheer endurance in September and October, actually hampers his peak rotational velocity in the short term. Dr. Tanaka insists that the heavy in-season bulk can sometimes lower Ohtani's top-end rotational speed by up to 2 degrees per second. He maintains that the off-season thinning maximizes Ohtani's elastic recoil capacity, allowing him to store and release energy more efficiently. Ohtani's goal during this critical initial phase is not raw weight. It is achieving maximum tendon pliability and resetting those crucial neurological firing patterns. This is purposeful detraining, yes, but only of the heavy, slower, supportive muscle mass, not the core stabilizers or the fast-twitch fibers that generate pitch speed. The visual transformation is simply the manifestation of this highly specialized training schedule. The appearance of being less bulky is actually the hallmark of an athlete focusing intensely on fascia health and dynamic flexibility. Given the immense strain on his elbow following 2 surgeries, he cannot afford excess dead weight. He must be lighter, faster, and more elastic than ever before. This winter, recovering from his second major surgery while integrating into a new, pressurized environment in Los Angeles, is the most critical juncture of his career. His off-season strategy is now less about brute force and more about surgical precision and maximizing longevity. The climax of the paradox hits here. The thinner Ohtani is actually the precursor to the strongest Ohtani. It's the deep stretch before the explosive contraction. A source close to the Dodgers training staff, let's call him Coach Max, told us this during a recent conversation. I swear, every December, it's like watching a serpent shed its skin.
The media calls it thinning, but I call it recalibration. You know why he's hitting 104 miles per hour on the radar gun in late January? It's precisely because he stripped down the excess bulk in November. Coach Max revealed that this stripped-down phase allows Ohtani to then perform high-intensity, low-volume strength training, leading directly into spring training, rapidly putting on muscle mass that is specifically functional and tailored to the two-way demands, all without sacrificing that vital elastic springiness.
This process also explains why his face looks rounder or softer in the off-season photos. It's not just physical. It's an emotional and neurological reset. The mental stress of carrying 2 jobs for 162 games and the corresponding flood of cortisol is astronomical. The brief thinning period is also a systemic lowering of stress levels, a return to a more relaxed state, both mentally and physically. He looks like a model not because he's pursuing modeling, but because the stress lines of a grueling baseball season have temporarily faded. The stunning plot twist here is recognizing that the man who looks most relaxed and least like a traditional baseball player in December is the man who is executing the most sophisticated, high-stakes physical blueprint in modern sports history, meticulously setting the foundation to dominate once again. This strategic weight cycling, off-season slimming followed by rapid functional mass gain leading into camp, is not accidental. It is Ohtani's meticulously designed secret sauce for eternal durability. When you next see a photo of Ohtani looking deceptively slender, remember this: you are not looking at a man losing muscle. You are looking at an elite athlete performing a complete system reboot, priming the engine for maximum velocity and power output. The transformation is the work itself. We've unraveled the mystery of Ohtani's annual physical change, and the answer is simple. It's strategic mastery. What are your thoughts on Ohtani's aggressive physical cycling strategy? Do you think the focused emphasis on elasticity this offseason, especially post-surgery, points toward him hitting a higher peak pitching velocity this year? Let us know your expert opinions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Ohtani off-season paradox, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with your fellow baseball fanatics, and subscribe to 604 News Now for more elite analysis you won't find anywhere else.